All right guys, we're back in the shop and we've got a lot going on right now here in the shop, so I wanted to show you guys some of the repairs that we're doing. I know I put out a video lately of the 1935 Chevy, but in the mix of all that, we've been doing a lot of big collision work. So I'm going to take you guys around the shop, show you some of the new stuff that we did here to make it better, and show you some of the repairs that we're doing in the shop. All right, so first things first, I'm in the booth right now doing two jobs at the same time. I'm doing cut-in on one of the bigger jobs in the shop, so I'll take you in there right now and show you what I'm actually doing on that part of the job. All right, so this is the load we have in here right now. We're doing a big F250 work truck, and this is the door, the fender, as well as some of the cut-in parts. So we've got the side rail on it right here, as well as the bottom front apron and another bracket going on this truck. So I'm gonna show you guys this truck here. This is a very big job, but we're waiting on the actual frame right now. So what we did is we moved ahead and started doing the outside body of this vehicle. You guys will see in a minute how big of a job this is. All right, so this here is the truck that we showed you guys the parts in the booth, and we had to put this here structure in on this, and this one needed to have the actual cab removed from the frame on this one. That way they could do it right and get this thing fixed back up. So while we're waiting on the frame stuff, we're gonna be doing the repair on the cab. That's why we got everything cut in the booth. So we're just gonna keep moving along on this one. So this is one of the bigger jobs. You guys see it's on the actual dolly and it's off the frame. There's the frame right there. And then we'll be getting this thing ready to go. We were gonna be painting all the parts off the car, and once this thing is fully done with the frame, we can build it all back together. All right, then we got another Rivian in the shop hitting the front here. This one took a nice shot to the front, and we're going to be doing some inner structural repair to this one and then doing the outside sheet metal on it. So we'll do a video on this one. This is a new color to me. It's almost like an orangey red, so we'll shoot that one with you guys once we get to the stage of the paint. And now I'll bring you over to one other one. All right, we got my man George. He's doing some spot welding right now. You guys see here we have all car liner stuff, and we're going to be hitting this with the resistance welder. We put in this here bracket right here. You guys see it? And now he's going to go ahead and hit that with the welder. That way we can get a nice resistance weld. And I'll show you guys that getting done right now. All right, you guys see now you got the factory spot weld, no MIG welds. You want to do the factory resistance welding. That way everything looks OE when it's done, and you got a nice quality weld. So this here is a very nice high-end welder, and you have to test it before you actually weld. That way you know everything is going to be in specs. And Karl Lehner makes some nice equipment. So that's my man George. You guys see him on the videos a lot. He's on Team Candyman.
Candyman.
All right guys, so this is the job that I wanted to show you. This is one that's in detailed pretty well, and we have a new tech here at the shop. I haven't introduced you to this guy yet. His name is Warren, and he is one of our BMW certified technicians. So he's going to explain to you guys how and why we're doing this repair the way we're doing it. That way you guys can have more insight on some of these collision repairs. All right, so this is Warren. This is our certified BMW tech, one of them here. And he's going to explain to you the way that we're doing this here repair on this BMW center pillar. So what do you have to tell us on why we're doing this the way that we're doing it?
Well, essentially we're replacing the B-pillar reinforcement. This thing wasn't really hit that hard, but it took out both doors. And the reason why we're doing that is because it hit the B-pillar just enough to bend that inner reinforcement, and that's ultra high strength steel.
Oh, okay.
And that cannot be fixed. The way they make that steel in the manufacturing process is they introduce a lot of carbon to it. So when you heat it up and you try and straighten it, it's already work hardened, and you can change the characteristic of the steel back into mild steel, which then weakens the part. So they have a lot of ultra high strength steel in the side structure of the car and the upper roof rails to protect you from a side impact and a rollover. So if we were to fix that where it's already been damaged, it would be weak. If it gets hit again in the side, it can go into the passenger compartment of the car. So because we're doing this inner reinforcement, we had to cut a window out at the top to get to the top of it, because you cannot section it, because if you start welding it, the heat will change the characteristic back into mild steel. So you have to change that part as an entire piece. So that's the reason why we did the window at the top. And we have to change the inner parts too. This is another reinforcement, and this is the very inner part that goes on the inside, and then the outer is regular mild steel, but we're still waiting for the outer to come from BMW. So I've made my cuts down there to get to the reinforcement, and then once this piece is welded in, I'll weld my inner structure in behind it, and then we'll put the outer on, section it, do some body work, seam seal it, and then send it to you for paint.
All right, so there's a lot more involved to some of these collision jobs, not just for the looks. There's a lot of stuff in here for structural integrity. That way these cars will be holding up to any other collision if they ever had another one. So you guys got to understand that there's a lot into these jobs. That way you guys are safe. So we have to do the right BMW repairs, and that's what we're doing here. All right, so that's the BMW in the shop, and we will follow this one through once we get it into the paint shop, and we'll show you guys more on that job. But there's definitely a lot more than you think about when you see some of the stuff that we're doing here at the shop. There's a lot in detail on how they have to be repaired, the different metals, and all this stuff is to keep the occupants safe in the car. That way, in case this thing was ever hit again, it's gonna hold up to the factory spec. So let's go around and show you some of the other stuff that's going on. All right, so this here is Richie in the shop. He is one of our top guys that does all the estimating, and he writes up these tickets to show exactly how these cars have to be repaired. So he's got this mobile cart. I've showed you guys this before, but it shows you everything that you're gonna need to repair these vehicles, the blind rivets, where they go, how many you're gonna need, and these are all added to the actual estimate when you're writing these, right?
Yeah, so we pull up the procedures from the manufacturer. It tells us what we need, and we got to go through and figure out, okay, how many rivets we're going to need. We pull them up, get the part numbers, put everything in there, so when we place this order, we get everything one shot, so we don't have to wait on any rivets, no nothing. Just get it inside and get it through.
All right, so this is another aspect of the actual collision repair, is estimating it, blueprinting it, making sure you get everything done right, doing a thorough first tear down. That way you're not doing multiple supplements and you can move through the process. So when you're estimating the car, you want to make sure you pull the OEM procedures up. That way you know what to order, and you guys know they are a certified shop, so that way we have all access to these things. All right, so what we've been doing here lately now in the shop is taking our parts carts and bringing them out here to this new facility that we have over here on the side of the shop. So in a body shop, you guys know it can fill up very quickly. So what we've done now is we've got this big shed, and when we're not working on that job, all the carts go out here and we put them away inside here of the storage area. That way we have more room in the shop for cars, and that way we're able to work on what we actually can work on. So, all right, so I wanted to show you guys a little giveaway that I'm gonna be doing on the channel. And this one is gonna be with me as well as RCP. I have a nice gift and I wanna give it out to one of my subscribers. All right, so this here is the kit that I'm gonna be giving away on the channel. We have a whole array of different things in here, from their polishes to their compounds, to spray bottles, to different glass cleaners and mitts, and just a wide variety of stuff that I wanna give back to you guys on the channel. So make sure you subscribe. That way when I put out the next post, and I'm gonna let you guys know what we're gonna be doing in the next video, that way you guys can get entered on this nice kit from RCP. All right, so that's just a little quick update on what's going on at the shop. So we've got a lot of bigger hits, and those jobs have to be done right, being that they're doing a lot of structural integrity to the vehicle. So there's a lot more to the actual collision repair than a lot of guys may think, but we have to make sure that we put these cars back to OEM spec. So I hope you guys like this little short video on what's going on at the shop. But make sure that you get subscribed. That way you'll be up to date on when we actually do the giveaway and what you guys are gonna need to do to get entered in to get this nice kit from RCP. So I hope you guys like this video, and we'll see you guys on the next one.